Hi everyone, how are you doing today? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Agatha Weeby here, and today I wanted to tell you a little bit about my first encounter with a helicopter when we lived in Mexico. I'd never seen a helicopter before. I had never heard a helicopter before, and I must have been around 7 years of age. And on this particular day, we had gotten a bike for Christmas, a brand new bike for Christmas. We had never had a bike before, and I did not know how to ride this bike at that time yet. And for whatever reason, it was just me and my mom home that day. It was a beautiful, sunshiny day, and my mom was visiting with one of the neighbor ladies. And they were standing there talking, and I was practicing learning how to ride this bicycle. And I was falling and getting back up and falling and getting back up. Made up my mind I was going to do this. I was going to learn how to ride that bike that day. And because my older sister and all the younger siblings weren't home, they had gone somewhere with my dad, I believe. And so I had the bike to myself. And our driveway was quite the distance from the house. And I had just gone all the way to the road with the bike, and all of a sudden, wouldn't you know it, out of nowhere, there comes this sound. Okay, I mean, guys, if you know what a helicopter is, if you've heard a helicopter, it's not a big deal. But I hadn't, okay? Like, imagine a little kid who had lived in a cave, okay? Maybe not quite as bad, but you came out of the cave and all of a sudden you hear this sound and you see this thing flying in the air. And I had heard about them before, but never seen one before and never heard one before. I was terrified. I mean, I was so scared. I got on my bike and I went to the front of the house where my mom was so fast. I did not fall off of my bike. And I stood beside her, and I don't know if she knew that I was so terrified, but I was so scared because the only thing that I knew about helicopters was stories that I had heard at that time. People would still always talk a lot about the war that had happened. And, you heard of talk about helicopters, but never seen one before. So, yeah, that was my encounter with a helicopter. That's the first time I ever saw one, the first time I ever heard one, and I'm actually not kidding you guys. Till this very day, when I hear a helicopter, that feeling, that anxiousness always still wants to rise up inside of me. That's how terrified I was. I mean, now I obviously know it's like, okay, it's just a helicopter, like it's not a big deal. But yeah, at that time it was a really big deal, and I just that was obviously something that was very not special to me. What would you say? Personal, very personal to me. And so that's why that's something that I remember so clearly. And that's just a story that I want to share with you guys. So, yeah, that was my encounter with a helicopter. Thank you very much for listening and for watching. We'll see you next time.